These questions are for someone who has gastric sleeve surgery and have taken calcium tablets with breakfast and lunch, then a multivitamin tablet with dinner. Question 1. What is the length of time between taking the Qenda on an empty stomach and taking the above supplements? So someone had a gastric sleeve surgery and have to take calcium tablets with breakfast and lunch and then have a multivitamin with dinner. So yeah, just waiting half an hour after Qenda before your breakfast is absolutely fine. When we're talking about like medications, you can if you class calcium tablets as medications, you can wait an hour after Qenda if you want to be sure. But the way I see it, like it's yeah, if you class calcium as a medication, have all medications 1 hour apart from Qenda. But if you don't class calcium as a medication, yeah, you can wait like half an hour and then have it with your breakfast. Because after half an hour, the Qenda's left your stomach, or around half an hour, you'll feel when it's left your stomach. And then when you have your breakfast sits in your stomach for an hour and a half before it all gets digested anyway. So that'll be plenty separate. But like I said, if you class calcium tablets as medications, by all means have them an hour apart if you want. How long would it take for someone that has had a gastric sleeve for their stomach to empty? Um, you tell I haven't read these questions before. Before I come on here, I'm not aware of a gastric sleeve and how it works. Well, from what I understand, the gastric sleeve just makes your stomach smaller. Um, does that help it emptying? I don't know. Like basically, I'll just tell you normal human times for emptying a stomach, and yeah, then you can just go off that basically. So water can take up to half an hour to leave a stomach. Fruit juices and fruits and stuff can take 45, well, half an hour to 45 minutes to leave the stomach, depending on the fruit. Um, and that's fruits and juices. And then if you're just having, like, if you're having a meal that's mixed carbs and proteins and some fats, it can take about an hour and a half. And then if you're having a really high fat meal, it can take up to 2 hours to leave the stomach. Um, if you've got a gastric sleeve, how long does it take to empty? I honestly don't know. I don't know. What I've seen though is a lot of doctors or a lot of specialists and stuff like that that have recommended people with digestive issues. They've actually said to people that the stomach takes half an hour to empty, and like I said, it does with water and some very like easy to digest fruits. But normally, if especially if it's a mixed carbs and proteins and some fats, at least hour and a half. So yeah, hopefully that helps. And then question 3: how long does it take for the Qenda to pass through you and empty out your stomach? Yeah, you can feel it basically. So because you'll feel quite full when you drink the Qenda. So you'll feel when that fullness has left your stomach. Ideally, you don't really want to eat anything or hydrate until the Qenda's left your stomach. Otherwise, you're just going to be adding more food and water to the existing Qenda, and it's never really going to leave your stomach. So you need to have that gap between having the Qenda and hydrating after, or having the Qenda and then eating food after.